We went with a 2-bed lettuce system this year. This one we've been using up until about, I don't know, just over a week ago. And now we're going to work on this one as this one's growing. Never-ending cycle right the way up until the frost, I'm guessing. Also got a bowl of this arugula going. Now I had some in this garden which we ate, and I'm amazed how fast this stuff grows. It really does. There's no excuse for us not to have it. We get a couple of bowls going, cut it down, add it into the lettuce. Superb. I'm growing arugula for the first time this year, and I'm really enjoying it. It's been a good find, and I'm not sure whether or not it's cut and come again, but what I found is it grows that fast. Who cares? All you've got to do is pretty much sow some seed in a bowl. You don't need a lot of soil. Let it grow, cut it as you need it, and by the time you throw a bowl like this, the next one will be ready. I think this one's been going for about nearly 3 weeks. Once you have your seed sown, I don't even bother covering them over. I just kind of press them down to make sure there's a bit of contact with the soil, and maybe give it a spray with a spray bottle. I wouldn't bother really with a hose pipe because you kind of upset the seed. And then stick a tag in, and in just a couple of weeks time it's going to be, look, this stuff, it germinates almost instantly. Just a couple of weeks ago I took some suckers from the tomato plants and just popped them into a cup of water, and this is what they do. They form roots, in fact really good roots. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop these along into some soil for a couple of weeks, and then when I get an empty bed I'm going to pop them out into that empty bed, fill it, and we'll get a late season crop of tomatoes for nothing. Monster. You know, they say that you should be really careful when handling tomato stems and whatever. I think that's a load of bollocks. I really do. And so what I'm going to do is with this one, I'm going to just rip the bottom off. I'm going to rip the leaf right down the side there. I'm going to pot it into this pot, and we're going to see whether it likes good, pleasant treatment, or it doesn't mind being manhandled. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this one a name, and I think I'm going to call it Southpaw, because it deserves rough treatment. There we go. And we'll see over the next couple of months how well this one does. In a previous video I made up a couple of bins of carrots, and I used transplants, and the transplants, complete disaster. They all died off, and so I had to sow a little bit more seed. These are sweet candle, and here we are at the beginning of July, and all I've got is seedlings, but they still should get about 100 days of growing, so fingers crossed they'll do all right. I've been guilty of overwatering my pepper plants. There is a sprinkler on this bed, so I've had it on for a couple of minutes every night, but it's not really done them that well. So what I've done is I've cut the water, and I'm just going to give them probably a good soak once a week. These are all mainly sweet types of pepper. I've got Red Bell, Deuce de Spain, some California Golden Wonder, and things like Romanos and banana peppers. But I've got one red bell pepper here that almost looks too big for the plant. When I planted out the pepper plants just over a month ago, wouldn't you just know it, the temperature soared, the sun came out, the leaves got scalded and the poor plants took a beating. I thought I was going to lose probably most of them, but fortunately they seem to have recovered. But now one or two have started to get some yellow leaves on them. And this is a easy fix. Epsom salts, I believe 1 tablespoon per litre, and we can just give them a foliar spray, and in a few weeks time hopefully these will look as healthy as some of the other plants we have. Terry has a little feature going on right now about togging up in your best togs and doing a bit of gardening. Well, sorry Terry, I'm not going to be doing any gardening, but me and Mrs. Coleman are heading on the train into Vancouver in a minute. It's Saturday, July the 6th, and we are going to see one of my lifelong heroes. Cheers.